One of the biggest things I've ever done to grow my business in the early days was a little concept, I'll write it up here, was a little concept in marketing called a tripwire, which sounds very violent, but in our mindset it's actually very healing. Tripwire, I'm going to sell something at a relatively reasonable rate. But then the people who identify they want that thing are now self-identifying that they want something else. So I did a standard self-hypnosis workshop. Hour and a half routine, I now call this the group session machine. Hour and a half routine, people would come in, I would teach the self-hypnosis. At the end of it, there'd be a natural pivot. You can make use of everything I've shared with you here. You could find some results, though I know many of you would find greater benefit by more personalized attention. And for that, I'd then explain my one-to-one services. I'd run an hour and a half routine. I'd sell it for $15. I sell it for $50. 15 people in the room, run the math, $750, not bad for an hour and a half. Then from that, I'd pivot about 4 or 5 of those people into a $1,000 package. What was I doing there? I was having people self-identify that by metaphorically raising their hand, by spending money to actually attend the workshop, these were the people who were, 1, interested in producing a change, 2, willing to spend money for it, and 3, interested in hypnosis. This was an easier entry point than a big $1,000 program. Even better, I would target that same workshop. The amateur changes their act, the professional changes their audience. Suddenly now I would do self-hypnosis for golfers, self-hypnosis for entrepreneurs, self-hypnosis for teachers. The content would basically be the same. The framework would begin to shift in terms of how it's customized for them. How would I do that, though? Again, if you can identify what their specific needs are, if you know their language, there are mechanisms, whether it's live and going to their talks and giving presentations, or even online targeted marketing. When golfers would call me, and they still do, how often do you play golf is a fun question. And I respond to them. I have a 6-year-old named Max, I have an 8-year-old named Claire, and when we play putt-putt together, I'm the one going, can we stop playing for score and just play for fun? Because they're kicking my ass. So the golfer asks, how often do you play? But again, if I can find their language, remember, there only needs to be one expert in the room. They are the expert on the thing they want to achieve. I am the expert about how do you feel now, how would you rather feel? A little bit of targeted marketing, and think about it this way. If I'm trying to go after people interested in golf, that's broad. If I try to go after people interested in Tiger Woods, that might be a little bit more specific, but there are people who are into Tiger Woods, but that doesn't mean they're golfers. And apparently, thanks to market research, there is a brand called Lambkin Golf Grips. And by targeting that one specific brand online, in a geographic area around my office, here are the conversion numbers. I was getting clicks, I was getting conversions. If you don't know the marketing terminology, I was having to spend about 80 cents for every person who then paid me $50 to sign up for that workshop. And to take the people in the workshop and then bring them into the one-to-one services, as we like to say, I was making it rain. Don't look that up on the internet. It usually means something else. We'll keep the friendly terminology. Why'd you laugh at that so loud, RJ? So again, if you can target their specific needs and what they're looking for, if you can speak their language in a slightly indirect way. I still kind of know what Lambkin golf grips are. I heard someone go, ha, and I'm going to ask him afterwards, what the hell is that? But again, I was speaking their language. I was bringing it into it.